My name is Dr. Rhiannon Brooks. I'm a senior lecturer in chemistry and pharmaceutical science at London Metropolitan University.
And I'm Dr. Bhaven Patel, and I'm a reader in organic chemistry, again from London Metropolitan University. We started off our project with looking at the awarding gap, and we used Smart Worksheets to sort of close the awarding gap. So we've implemented it at level 5 and looking at the sort of analytical and physical chemistry modules. And over 2 or 3 years, we've seen the attainment gap go down to 0 for physical chemistry and inorganic. And then for the analytical modules, we've lowered it to below 10%. We knew back when we started this project that the higher education sector, there's a big difference between differential outcomes of the white students versus the black and ethnic minority students. And sector-wide, the gap's about 13%. But at London Met, we had a gap of about 19%. So I was actually the first person at London Metropolitan University to use Smart Worksheets. And I think the key thing for me was obviously the marking load for the academic side, but it was the instant feedback that the students were getting, because we replaced paper-based tests with these worksheets. And students were doing the paper-based tests and either getting the answers right or wrong, and they weren't getting any feedback. And then with the use of the worksheets, they're actually understanding where they've gone wrong with the feedback, and I think that's crucial.
I think also it seems to really encourage diverse learners, and they seem to perform really, really well compared to when we do sort of paper-based. I also really like the fact that it's, with say, when you're doing numerical problems, you get a unique set of numbers. Every time I access it, I see a different set of numbers. So, you know, they really have to think about what they're doing and solve those problems themselves and get those skills rather than copy off the person next to them. In terms of how this has impacted our students, the average mark for all 3 of the assessments on our physical chemistry, spectroscopic methods and quantitative analysis has all increased. We've seen a massive improvement since we've gone from paper-based tests for quantitative analysis to using the LearnSci sheet. It's now the average mark is within 70%. And the key thing about this one I'm really proud of is the student-staff partnership. So we've worked with the students, we've got feedback over the years, and we've tweaked and we've worked with LearnSci to really make it a better assessment, and they feel more confident going into the assessment. So I'm really proud of that, because the student feedback has directly impacted what we've done with that worksheet. And yeah, incredibly, the awarding gap since we've introduced these has been maintained less than 10% across the 3, which is less than the sector average of 13%. So going forward, the 2 sort of metrics that we wanted to focus on are continuation, which is from level 4 first year to level 5 second year, and also graduate outcomes, so when they actually leave university and going into a job. So we've made a lot of changes and restructured the modules at level 4 to strengthen things like course identity, prepare them so that when they go into the lab they feel more confident and they can just really focus on building up those competencies. And then we've also embedded lots of employability initiatives within our modules. So rather than having standalone modules, there's sort of all these activities where they engage with employers. And we've seen a real positive outcome in terms of the continuation is now greater than 90%, and our BSc chemistry graduate outcomes have gone to 89%.
Innovation for me is always trying to push the boundaries. So yes, we can do simple Smart Worksheets, but it's trying to make it more, I don't want to say complicated for the students, but just pushing the barriers to make it more engaging for the students. And I think that's the key to the custom worksheets that we've been designing.